Hey guys, in this tutorial, we're going to look at the compositions that you guys have made and how to use those to create Boolean intersections with a 4" by 4" by 4" cube for the second part of part A of exercise 2, right? And so here I have three different sort of compositions of three elements that I've been playing around. You know, in this case, this composition has elements that are all some sort of version of an extruded rectangular prism or box, right? And they intersect each other in a variety of different ways. In this one, I have three conical extrusions that intersect each other. And in this one, I have a mix. I have, in fact, a hexagonal parallel extrusion, a conical extrusion, and a rectangular extrusion, right? And so those are, you know, the kinds of things that I expect you guys to be putting together. But of course, you know, I want you to pay particular attention as to the reasons why you've selected the three objects and how they go together with each other, how they begin to relate to one another, right? So we could then have a conversation of whether or not we find these to be proportionately interesting and dynamic and compositionally well conceived, right? So that would be the first part of the exercise. And once you're there, now we're going to try to figure out how to intersect these and carve these objects out of a 4" by 4" by 4" box, right? So if I to do that, I would build a box, right? And I would, in this case, I'm going to build it for this area, and so I'm going to do a 0, 0, 0, right? And it's a 4" a 4" box, and it's 4 inches. And so you can see here, we can imagine how those objects maybe would begin to intersect our solid box. So I could do the same for the other ones, and that's what they would look like. I end up having two of these, so I'll go ahead and delete one. But in this case, now you can see, we can begin to imagine what those potential intersections would be. And so here is another part where that I want to teach you a little bit about management in Rhino. And that's the thing about working in digital space is that it's very easy to select all and copy. So I would like for you guys to do that. Select everything that you have done and copy it along an axis and an amount that you guys can remember. So in my case, I'm going to copy it 15 inches over. So now I have the originals and I have the copies. And so with this copy now, I can begin to see what this sort of Boolean intersection would look like. And in order to do that, I'm going to quickly hide my box. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to union these three solids that I've made together, right? So if you remember, if you type Boolean union, that creates a single continuous closed object out of all those pieces. So if you look at it before, these things used to sort of intersect each other. So if I hide this really quickly, you can see, right, this thing and this thing went through each other. Now they actually split, right? So that would be the first step. So once I have that union, the next step is going to be to split that from the 4" by 4" cube. So in order to do that, once again, I'm going to copy this over. So I'm going to copy it over once again 15. And now I can see, so I have a cube and I have my intersected objects. And I'm going to split them from each other. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type Boolean split and then select the box, select the objects, press enter, and then select them again. And the reason I have to select them again is because I want to intersect them with each other. And it won't appear that you have done very much, but now if I select my box, you'll see that it's actually a completely sort of different shape. And if I select these, the ones that are outside of the extent of the box are separate things than the ones that are inside, right? So once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and once again copy this one more time. And at this point, I can actually delete everything that is outside of the extent of the box. So those items. And I can see that if I grab just the box and I hide it, this is the remaining composition, right? What's after it's been intersected with the box. And if I hide that, this is the remaining box, right? Or the composition of the space created by that intersection, right? And so if I show both, I could actually just move one of these over, 15, and move this one and delete this one, I apologize. And you will see those are the two elements that you have. And those are the two pieces, what we would call the positive and the negative, or the negative and the positive, whichever you are interested in producing really, of this original composition as it intersects with the 4" by 4" cube. And so these are the two pieces that I would like for you to make and unroll and build out of paper for next week.